That's my bad boy.
Yo, yo, yo. It is your boy Divine Sense Boxing back in the building. Forgive me. I'm just munching on some watermelon, man. I gotta get some watermelon in me. Got some things to do later today. So gotta get a little bit hydrated if you know what I'm saying. But it is good to be back. I appreciate those of you dropping in tonight to be a part of the conversation. Already confident that the people that are in here have already hit that like button to get the likes all the way up to let the people know that we're in here talking about boxing tonight. Before I get into, I guess, the main topic or the main conversation of tonight, which you guys see in the title, we're going to talk about the big fight coming up next weekend, man. Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, big fight in my opinion. You guys know how I like to do it. I like to kind of sit back and let people debate and get their opinions out there first. That's just the way I like to do it, man. I don't like to jump in the cart before the horse. You know what I mean? I like to sit back and see what people have to say and feel about it. I do my film studies, I do my research, and then I come in, about a week before, a few days before, and give you guys my opinion. Now, typically, I'll make a video about it, do an upload, but I don't got time to do all that, unfortunately, to upload it, edit it, etc., etc. So I'm just gonna go live, man, and let you guys know how I feel about it. The link is also pinned up at the top of the chat if you want to jump in and give your thoughts about this fight coming up. I know there's a lot of other fights, the undercard and things like that, some other decent fights, but I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about that. I might talk a little bit about it if I do decide to call the fight live, which I would love to. I hope I can. I think it'll be a phenomenal fight to be able to call live, and in that case, I'll give you guys my opinion about the undercard. But for tonight, I just want to stick to the topic at hand, talk about the main event, man, the big fight. Keep it short and simple and sweet as always. Pink Metal's the first one in the building tonight. I don't know if you're still here. If you are, salute to you. I appreciate you. Got Calvin Ringo in the building. Good to see you. Plat Boy Plays. Always a pleasure to see you. A ardent supporter of the channel. Always have been, man. Much love. We got Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. Just Do. Salute to my man Just Do out there grinding, working hard on his channel every single day. Respect to Just Do, man. I mean, he's got more discipline than I do when it comes to this YouTube shit. So much love and respect to you, man. Keep grinding. And we got Mangus Allen. Let the people know we got to get to those 50 likes. That's always the first objective, to try to get it up to 50 likes. As soon as you come in, man, hit that like button. Like I said, let the people know we're in here. There's a poll up in the chat as well. Y'all can vote in the poll. Let me know what you think about the fight. Maybe you can't stick around too long. You want to at least leave a vote. But nonetheless, man, let the people know. So far, it's overwhelmingly for Tank at 91%. We'll see if any Ryan Garcia fans steps in here. And maybe not Ryan Garcia fans, maybe just someone who just thinks that Ryan is better than Tank. We'll see if they slide in here as the live stream goes on. Antonio MMA, good to see you, bro. Thanks for dropping in. All right, so before I talk about the fight, there is one thing that I want to mention. And I was just listening to BF before I came live. You guys may have seen me on the chat. But I was going to jump in on his live and talk a little bit about the debate that he had last night. And I don't know if you guys watched it. It was on Knockout Boxing's channel. BF was in there debating some dude. I think his name was DJ or something like that. And they talked about a couple of fights. The main fight, I guess they were talking about, was obviously, or the main topics rather, I believe it was, is Canelo ducking Benavidez? And then later on, they ended up talking about Ryan Garcia and the rehydration clauses that, with Tank Davis and things like that. The live slash debate, if that's what you want to call it, wasn't really a debate in my opinion. But if you guys are curious to watch it, it's up on Knockout Boxing TV channel. Also, I want to, if you guys may have seen, I just uploaded a short on my channel of me doing one-arm push-ups. That is something that that I was obligated to do because I bet Knockout Boxing that Caleb Plant was going to beat Benavidez. I was wrong, so the bet was 21 arm push-ups. So a bet is a bet. I'm a man of my word. So I've uploaded that video for Knockout Boxing. That's on my channel. Knocked out those one arm push-ups. So that's how we do it out here. You know what I mean? And BF was talking about it earlier tonight on his live. A lot of people out here go in the comment section, talk this, that, and whatever, and put your money where your mouth is, and this, that, and the third. And then when it comes to fruition, y'all disappear, change your channel names and shit, and act like you don't know what the person's talking about. Oh, I never bet you, bro. No. So look, man, I'm a man of my word. So it's on the channel. And Knockout Boxing, if you're in here, man, it's up there, bro. So what I wanted to talk about real quickly was that debate itself. And like I said, it wasn't really a debate, in my opinion. I don't know this guy, DJ. First time me seeing him anywhere on YouTube. And, I just want to say, just real quickly, what's up, AJ64? I see you, bro. I just want to say that, look, when it comes to this debate stuff, there's a reason why certain people do it and certain people don't. I've been trying to get on Knockout Boxing's platform to debate. That's neither my fault or his fault. I'm overseas. The timing's really tough. Like right now would be the perfect time for me, but he could be sleeping right now. So it's one of those things. But I've been around long enough in the boxing circles enough, debated multiple times on multiple platforms over a better part of a decade. And I would tell you, man, you got to be built a certain way to be able to go on a live platform where hundreds of people are watching you and debate about this boxing shit. So, this is just a word of advice for anybody that's considering to go in and debate. It's one thing to have a conversation. That's all right. Y'all can come in and have a conversation. But if you're going to go head to head and debate somebody, you better pack your lunch. You better come prepared. And that doesn't mean write down all these damn statistics and the tales of the tapes and go down a damn history lesson. If y'all want a history lesson, you like the history of the sport, and you want to know who fought who in 1968, and there are plenty of channels out here who love to talk about that type of stuff. Bruce Gass is one of them. All right, he has a lot of knowledge about the history of the sport, especially in the era, that he grew up watching boxing. So my word of advice to anybody out there is, take heed. You know what I mean? And if not, you're going to get slaughtered. You're going to get embarrassed. And obviously there was a mishap on that debate where this dude DJ somehow, some way, either accidentally, on purpose, whatever the case may be, you can be the judge of that, but slipped out the N-word in the debate. The guy's he's a white dude. I think he's like from Canada or something like that. I think he mentioned that at some point in the debate. I just want to, I'm not going to give my opinion about that. I've been down that road too many times, but I will say that I want to give a shout out to Knockout Boxing, man, for handling that professionally, calling the man out for it, and just being composed and handling it, I believe, in the right way. And shout out to BF as well for keeping his composure, because he was the one that was in the debate himself. You know what I mean? And he could have took that whole live to a whole nother direction, and he didn't. So I want to give a shout out to those two men. And the only thing I'll say as a final point to that, as a conclusion, is I guess the only thing that I can say about it is that it's sad. It's sad that these things are still happening, that people use that type of language almost as if it's not a big deal. Like no hesitation, no thought about it. It just comes out naturally, as if they've been speaking that way this whole time and they've never been confronted about it, or whatever the case may be. And I know that Knockout, said it. He said, "Yo, I don't know where you're from, and you may get away with it where you're from, this and that, and whatever, but over here we don't play that shit." So I guess it's kind of like the benefit of the doubt type situation. But to me personally, it's just sad that that type of shit is still happening. And maybe I come from from a different time, a different place. I grew up in a different way, and I just feel like I've never felt the need to have to say that word. I've never felt like, oh, I gotta validate myself, or I'm cool with this person and that person, so now I get a pass to say it. It don't matter if they say it to you, if that's how they want to call you as a message of endearment, then cool, you embrace it, you keep it moving, but that doesn't give you a pass to be able to use it. And that's just my opinion on that, man. And I know a couple of people DM me about it, um, wanting my thoughts on it, or just telling me what happened. But yeah, I was there. I mean, I was in the chat, I heard it, and all I could do was shake my head. But anyway, if you guys didn't see it, man, it's on Knockout Boxing TV's channel, the live. I went in there looking for a lively debate. You know what I mean? I don't always have an opportunity to go in and listen to these debates. I know he does it quite often. It gets a lot of hype. A lot of people come in there, and it's cool. It's cool to be a part of that in this boxing community. No matter what side of the fence you stand on, Knockout Boxing is trying to put together a neutral venue, I guess you can say, of boxing minds coming together and debate boxing. That's what it's designed to do. And so I go in there looking for that. And unfortunately, not only was it not a debate where, I mean, it wasn't even a contest, in my opinion. There was no point in time where I was like, oh shit, this is getting heated. Like both are dropping really good points. Uh, to me, it was just a guy that thought he can debate and thought he can come into a debate stage and have a conversation. We're not having a conversation. We're having a debate. And then to add insult to injury with the little slippage of vocabulary, it's just extremely unfortunate. But that's why I want to give a heavy shout out to Knockout and BF for being composed. We got DP Rocker in the building. Was good. Um, now that I've got that out of the way, we'll keep it moving. So those of you who came in a little bit late, you want to rewind the tape. I talked a little bit about the debate between BFTB and this guy DJ last night. Just gave my quick thoughts on it, so y'all can rewind the tape. But let's get back to this boxing shit. So we got Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, however it's being promoted. Look, I think that this is a much more intriguing fight that people are willing to give it credit for. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. And I know you guys have a lot of respect for me on this boxing shit. I know you guys take my opinion and my prediction seriously. And a lot of times, I would say 8 out of 10 times I get my prediction correct. And a lot of times it's on point. Rather, I'll call it by decision, I'll call it by knockout, I'll give you guys the round a lot of times. And I think that this is a fight that, like I said, is not gonna be what a lot of people expect it to be for both sides. Because I've seen a lot of people from the Ryan Garcia side being like, he's too big, he's too tall, he's too lengthy, he goes to the body, he's got this left hook, blah 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 blah. Tank's too small, he's gonna beat Tank's ass. And then on the flip side, I hear a lot of people saying the opposite. Tank Davis is just too unorthodox, he's too quick, he's got dynamite in both hands, he's gonna catch Ryan slipping, and it's gonna be a knockout. I just don't think that it's gonna. I don't think it's as simple as that. What's up, Joseph? I see you, bro. Teach in the building. Good to see you. Aladdin, I see you, bro. What's good with you? So I think this is gonna be a dogfight, man. I think this is gonna be a dogfight, and I'm gonna give you guys some food for thought to think about it, and it may or may not change your opinion or your predictions. In the end of my little breakdown here live on YouTube, because normally I make videos about this shit, but I'm live, right? The link is pinned up at the chat at any point in time you want to jump in the conversation. But I'm going to give you guys my breakdown and my thoughts, and then I'll give you guys my prediction. because I know that's what you guys really are looking forward to the most. And as I'm doing that, I'm just gonna play this. I'm just gonna kind of play this in the background for you guys, man. This is Ryan Garcia very recently doing some training, and make sure it's paused. Yeah, so he's hitting the pads and stuff. So here's the thing, and there's a reason why I'm showing Ryan Garcia first and not Tank Davis. Okay, so bear with me. Here's kind of how I'm seeing this fight. Now, if you guys remember, Tank Davis, whatever it was, like a year or so ago, fought a guy who was also who was that? What's the dude's name? Oh, Mario Barrios, right? A guy who was a lot bigger than him, longer, had a longer reach, this, that, and whatever, right? And I thought Mario was doing pretty good. In the beginning stages of the fight, you can tell obviously that the size was, I wouldn't say a problem for Tank, but Tank had to be careful. You know what I mean? He wasn't reckless and just thought that he can just walk Mario down and beat him up and whatever. So in the beginning part of the fight, you can see how size does give Tank something to think about and makes him a little bit cautious. It makes him be, a little bit strategic. And Tank, even if he's not fighting a guy the size of Mario Barrios, he's still a guy who starts a little bit slow, right? Tank is a guy who starts a little bit slow. Even when he fought Cruz, same kind of thing, right? And look at Oscar De La Hoya. This dude be looking coked out constantly, bro. This motherfucker look coked out constantly. Every time I see him in interviews now. Anyway, I can make a whole goddamn live about Oscar, but I ain't gonna do that today. So, in a nutshell, right? Up until the point that eventually, Mario Barrios got stopped, right? And it was just based off of it was speed, timing, and patience. Now Tank has done well up until this point in his career of being patient. Even if he gets caught up in a little bit of trouble, even if he looks like things aren't going his way, I think the ability for Tank Davis to exhibit patience and composure under the heat of fire is underrated. I think that when people look at Tank, especially casual boxing fans, they look at Tank like, oh man, he's just this small little powerhouse who, it's just a matter of time he'll land a big punch. But it's a lot more than that. See, that's the thing about boxing. It's much more intricate than lacing up a pair of gloves and winging a punch and hoping you land it. It's the same type of shit that people say about Deontay Wilder, right? Is that, oh, he's just got this God-gifted power and that's it. Well, no, that's not it. Okay, it takes time. It takes timing, it takes patience, and it takes boxing skill and IQ to be able to set up those big punches, especially at this level. All right, this ain't some amateur shit. This is the professional level. So that is what needs to be recognized. Now, why do I bring up Mario Barrios? Because I feel like Ryan Garcia is more or less the same size of Mario Barrios, give and take a few centimeters here and there. But he's a lot faster than Tank. He's a lot faster than he's a lot faster than Mario Barrios, excuse me. He's a lot faster than Mario Barrios. He's, I feel, a bit more technical. And he's got a hell of a better body attack. He's just a better fighter than Mario Barrios. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Now, what does that mean in the regards to the fight? Just because Ryan Garcia is a better fighter than Mario Barrios, does that automatically give him the victory? No, it doesn't. But it's something that I need you guys to think about because, like I said, in the beginning of the fight between Tank and Mario, Tank had to be a little bit cautious of Mario's size. And Mario was stepping forward and trying to, impose his size. He was trying to overwhelm Tank with his size. And for about four or five rounds or whatever it was, you can see Tank being, cautious, being careful, taking his time. And he wasn't necessarily winning those early rounds. Rather, you had him winning or not. He wasn't winning them like convincingly, like, oh my God, he's beating Mario's ass. Those early rounds were close rounds, and a lot of people gave Mario those early rounds. So with Ryan Garcia being, stronger, I feel like better puncher, faster, it's and way more effective to the body than what Mario Barrios is. It's something that has to be recognized. That it makes it more of a compelling fight, and in my opinion, it's going to be a fight that is going to last longer than a Tank versus Mario Barrios fight. So that's that part. Okay. Now, I feel like Ryan is naturally talented. Okay. I do believe he's got natural talent. And I believe that when people talk about his flaws and talk about the things that he doesn't do right, I think it's a little bit of nitpicking here and there because Tank is not a perfect fighter either. He's been clipped. He's lost rounds. He's had to dig himself out of situations. He's been known to leave his chin up in the air too. Let's not pretend that he's a perfect fighter because he's not. Okay. But I think the main thing that stands out the most about this fight is that Tank Davis has that dog in him. That's what this fight is going to come down to. Who is willing to dig deep? Who is willing to take the big shots? Who can take it and give it back better? That's what it's going to be. And I think that this fight is going to be much more of a battle, more, I don't want to say brawl, but I see a lot of inside fighting in this fight. Okay. I see a lot of inside fighting. And a lot of people think that Ryan Garcia is going to be fighting from distance, try to use his range. I've seen a lot of YouTubers say that, try to set up the left hook and keep Tank at bay. First off, he's not that type of fighter. Okay, he's not a Devin Haney. He's not even a Shakur Stevenson. All right. He uses his jab to attack going forward. He doesn't use the jab to create distance and box, if that makes any sense. Okay. He sets up his jab because he's trying to set up a big left hook or get the right hand down the pipe. And he does it that way as an offensive mechanism, not a defensive, strategic kind of, keep my opponent at bay and score points with the jab. That's just not the type of fighter that he is. And he sure as hell ain't going to change it in enough time for this fight. So I feel like the first couple of rounds, it will be Ryan kind of fighting at range to the best of his ability, and I do see Tank being patient. I see him being patient, and in those first 2 or 3 rounds, I won't be surprised if Ryan actually gets some nice big shots in. And do I think that Tank will get dropped or be seriously hurt? I don't think so, but it'll be clear, heavy shots that I think that Tank will have to take early. Now, a lot of people may be shaking your head. That ain't gonna happen. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I this is the way that I see it going down. This is how I see the fight going early. Now, just like Tank does so many other times before, and I expect him to do it again, is to stay composed, stay relaxed, weather the storm, and he will start getting in his big shots in the middle part of the fight, probably around 6, 7, 8. I feel like there'll be a turning point. So one thing that I want to hone in on, as well as I mentioned, what's up, Mike? I see you, bro. One thing I want to hone in on is that if I were to look at this on a kind of like, you know how they do it in Mortal Kombat or some of these other games where you have like the meters, right, in strength or power or whatever abilities, right? They do it in the boxing uh, video games too. I'm not a big gamer, by the way, but some of those boxing ones, right? How good their jab is or how good their defense is, right? They all have these meter bars. So if I were to break it down in that way, I would say that Tank technically is a better fighter. Tank is a more established fighter. Tank has more abilities overall. But Ryan's not that far behind. So if Tank is like a 96, Ryan, in my opinion, is like a 90 or 91 or 92. Like he's not that far behind. And that's why I feel like this fight is going to be very, very interesting. The biggest thing that makes this fight compelling and interesting and will lead to the end result, in which I believe it will be, is the person that is willing to stay composed for the entire fight, who can dig deep, who has that dog in them, who does not show signs of being, being able to play that mental warfare, is going to win this fight. And who is that going to be? This is not a fight where it's like, oh, well, Tank just punches a little bit harder. Or Tank is, he's got this ability to throw a punch that you don't see with Ryan's chin up in the air. I just don't see it being as simple as that. Now, Tank may knock out Ryan that way. He may catch Ryan with something he doesn't see, with his chin up in the air. That's very possible, and I can actually see that happening. But it's not as simple as that. I think Ryan is going to turn heads. I think he's going to make this a very interesting fight because, like I said, Ryan Garcia is not Mario Barrios. Okay? And for as long as it lasts, he's going to come and fight. He's going to try and hurt Tank. And he has the ability to hurt anybody at 135 to 140, whether you agree with it or not. He does have that ability. His punches hurt. Okay? Someone like Mario Barrios is, he's more of a pressure fighter, accumulation, volume, kind of tries to beat you up kind of style. Ryan Garcia can set his feet, throw one punch, and drop you. Okay? Let me say that again. Ryan Garcia can set his feet, throw one punch, and drop you at this weight class. So this is not Mario Barrios that we're talking about. And the reason why, you guys know how I do it on this channel. I don't beat around the bush. I don't jump on bandwagons, and I don't say things to fit narratives. I give it to you guys raw and authentic, uncut. Okay, do not be surprised if Ryan Garcia throws and lands big, heavy shots in this fight. Do not be surprised if Tank gets hurt and has to back up, and Tank has to be defensive and won't be able to throw anything back. He might have to go through a round being defensive and ducking underneath punches because he got hit with the big shot and he doesn't want to allow Ryan to follow up. Okay, so Ryan doesn't need to fight shoulder to shoulder. like a Rolly Romero who's just going to be reckless and come forward. And he's not going to fight like a Mario Barrios, okay? And he's not going to fight like Cruz, Pitbull Cruz either. He doesn't need to. So it's a different kind of situation for Tank if Tank gets hurt. Tank can't just step to him and try to throw short punches. There will be inside fighting, but more or less at Ryan Garcia's range. It doesn't mean that Tank can't get work in on the inside. It just means that it's going to be much more difficult to work on the inside against Ryan, because Ryan also loves to go to the body. And Ryan knows, and Ryan is not a toe-to-toe fighter. He's just not. Now, he can mix it up a little bit and kind of try to give a punch, try to give a better punch than his opponent's throwing. But he's not a Pitbull Cruz. He's not a Barrios, and he sure as hell ain't no Rolly Romero. So these are the things that you guys have to take into account. And this is why I bring these things onto the table, because y'all making your predictions, y'all put money on the table, you ready to make your bets. So things, food for thought, things to think about. What's up, Pac-Man? What's up, Tay? I see my man Tay. What's up, good? What's up, bro? So I like to play devil's advocate a little bit. Okay. I like to play devil's advocate a little bit. And this is how I am by nature in life. When I be talking to these females out here, I be playing this devil's advocate all the time. They fucking hate it. But I love it because it makes you think about things. Now, let's talk about Tank now. Let's talk about Tank. Why does Tank have the advantage, let's say? Why would someone think that Tank wins this fight? Like I said, you can talk about the technical abilities all you want. Who has the better jab? Who has the better speed? Who has the better IQ? Who goes to the body better? Who, defends better, etc. We can talk about that all day long and debate that. But what I will say is, again, I personally believe what this fight comes down to is the grit, is that dog, is that ability to dig deep in this fight. And I believe Tank has the advantage in that category. That's what I believe. And I believe Tank will have a few moments in this fight where he's going to have to step back a little bit. He's going to have to gauge. He's going to have to really be careful about the timing. He's going to know that Ryan Garcia loves to set his feet and throw big punches. It's easy to watch tape and be like, oh, I know what to do. It's different when you're in there. It's going to take Tank a little bit of time, just like it took him time against Pitbull Cruz. It took him a little bit of time against Mario Barrios. And even Rolly, he had to be like, yo, this dude Rolly crazy, man. I gotta time this dude. Because Rolly was throwing big, heavy shots. Ryan is a better fighter than Rolly. Ryan is a better fighter than Mario Barrios. I keep saying this because I don't want people to think that, I'm capping for Ryan. I'm stating facts. But what it will come down to is that eventually, in my opinion, if Ryan cannot seriously hurt Tank, not just hurt him and makes Tank kind of back up a little bit and survive a round maybe, but like seriously hurt him to where he can't recover, or if he cannot drop him, knock him out in 5 rounds, this fight is over. This fight is over. Once Tank figures you out, once Tank finds that timing, and he sees you drop that right hand when you throw the left hook, which Ryan is prone to do. Once he understands the range in which he needs to throw a punch, and you'll see Tank do it too. You'll see Tank in the early rounds I guarantee you Ryan will have a bigger punch output. He will outpunch Tank. I guarantee you that. But Tank is not worried about that. Tank's going to be rolling, slipping, and throwing short shots and finding his range. And he's going to loop a couple of big left hands just to see and just to check that range and see how much a couple more inches he needs to step in to land it. Now, Ryan talks a good game about like, oh, you gotta learn your opponent and you gotta be strategic. And he's talking about all this cerebral shit. I don't believe none of that. Ryan Garcia is who he is. Ryan Garcia is full of bravado, full of animation. He's a good, solid fighter with a lot of natural ability. But at the end of the day, he's going to be who he is. And when things get tough, he ain't trying to sit back and try to be strategic about shit. He's going to try to throw a big punch to hurt Tank. And Tank is going to know, he's going to see this. He's going to start to pick away those flaws. And I see a big left hook crashing in on Ryan Garcia's chin. I don't know, probably around like 8 or 9. Around 8 or 9. And I see Ryan getting up from it, but not being able to recover. And I just see Tank finishing the show around 10. Okay, maybe 11. But this fight is not going the distance. Okay, it's not going the distance. What's up, D Free? The link is up in the chat. It's pinned up at the chat if anybody wants to jump in. The bottom line is that there's a reason why this fight is being billed and promoted as a big fight. And it is a big fight because Ryan is better than a lot, if not most, of Tank Davis's opponents. He just is. You don't got to like Ryan. You don't got to accept that. You don't want it. You can refuse to try to accept it, but that's the fact. Ryan is the best opponent that Tank has probably fought, in my opinion, at this weight class. So that's why it's a big fight. Now, what I will say, too, on that note, is that when Tank goes in there and does what he does and knocks this man out, are people going to give Tank his flowers? Because, I can go down memory lane. When Tank beat Mario Barrios, and he beat Pitbull Cruz, and he beat Rolly, everybody kept saying, oh, man, but he ain't fighting Ryan Garcia, though. We ain't fighting Ryan Garcia. And now that he's about, what I find funny is, and to be honest, I'm not a big Tank fan. I'm going to put that out there right now. I appreciate Tank. I admire his abilities and things that he's done. He's brought to the sport of boxing, being a small man and having the power that he has and the abilities that he has. I'm always going to watch his fights, but I'm not a big Tank fan. I'm more of a Devin Haney fan. That's more how my boxing mind aligns with the type of style that I like, is Devin Haney. But I'll tell you this, man. I find it ironic how people like to pressure for Tank for all kinds of shit. And some of it is warranted. We know we have like Floyd Mayweather in the background, and he's trying to manipulate shit and try to be the puppet master or whatever the case may be. But what I also find that people don't want to recognize is that when he was out there fighting the likes of Barrios and Pitbull Cruz and Rolly, everybody was talking about Ryan. We got to see Ryan this, Ryan that. So the man he's about to get in the ring next week against Ryan Garcia. And now people are still finding room and time to criticize Tank for not mentioning the likes of Shakur and Devin Haney. It's like, which one is it? Because when Devin Haney was busy preparing to become undisputed, and he was out there in Australia trying to fight Kambosos, everybody was talking about Tank and Ryan Garcia. They both came off of knockout victories, and everybody wanted to see that fight. Well, now we got it. So I just wanted to point out that little interesting discrepancy. Now, I'm going to enjoy this fight because I think it's a good fight. I think it's a fight that, I mean, I see people in the chat and I've seen videos and I've seen comments on other people's channels talking about how, oh, well, Tank's going to knock him out early, this, that, and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I think this is going to be a very interesting fight up until the point that Tank figures out the timing of Ryan Garcia. And once he figures that out, it might take a couple big punches, but that's it, man. That's it. Ryan Garcia doesn't have that ability to change speeds. He is who he is. He can do a lot of things really good, but he's not good, or he's not great at really anything, and he's not as well-rounded as Tank Davis is. That's just the bottom line. There's a couple of attributes that he has that is top tier at this level, but it's not enough attributes to deal with somebody like Tank, who's willing to go into the trenches. He's willing to get hurt and keep going. Whether you like Tank or not, when has Tank ever in any fight like give up or slow down or like, you know, try to figure out a way to get out of a fight or start holding and clinching and doing all these things? Tank always figures out a way. It's always like a method behind the madness. Sometimes you see Tank in a fight, you're like, what's this dude doing, man? When he was fighting Pitbull Cruz, I'm like, what is this guy doing? He's giving up rounds. But it's method behind the madness, bro. That's what Tank does. And I don't feel like Ryan can't prepare for that. And here's another thing that I want to mention about Ryan. I would say about 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I actually, you know, I was like, man, this might be a 50-50 fight, man. I don't know, because there are things about Ryan that I do like. I don't really get it. See, a lot of people mix emotions into boxing. Like, I don't like this guy because, you know, he's Muslim, or I don't like this guy because he's this color. Or I don't like this guy because I don't like the way he talks. I don't particularly like Tyson Fury, for example. I think the dude's a clown. But if I'm to talk about him on a boxing standpoint, you know, Tyson Fury is much more skilled than people give him credit for. So I separate the emotions when I break down fights, man. And so with that being said, with Ryan Garcia, I separate that shit. All this social media, like, you know, like weirdo shit that he does, little goofy shit, it's irritating, it's annoying. It's sad to see. It's some like female shit a lot of times. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's a naturally talented, gifted fighter, man. He's been blessed. You got to recognize it. But in this particular case, in this particular situation, you kind of see it in the press conferences. You see it in the interviews and shit. You know, I just don't feel like Ryan is really truly mentally there. Like there's something missing with the way that he talks and the way that he carries himself. It's like 1 minute he's like trying to be all tough and talk shit on the podium and try to use a war of words and shit and try to be all slick or whatever with the things that he says and try to come at Tank in that type of way. And then the next moment he's in an interview talking all soft, talking about Jesus and shit. oh, I love God, I love Jesus, I'm humbled, and blah blah blah. And it's just like there's just something about Ryan's mental fortitude at this moment that doesn't give me confidence. Because Tank is not a man of many words. He's not the most articulate person. I mean, he's just a fighter. Like Tank is just a straight up dog fighter. He goes in there, he handles his business. But he's not a mouthpiece like a fucking Paulo Malignaggi or even a Floyd Mayweather who's out there promoting himself and promoting fights and doing whatever. He's just not that type of dude. And I just see Tank being Tank, laughing, giggling, smiling, having a good fucking time. Like it's just another day at the office. It doesn't matter what this dude's got to say. It's just a bunch of goofy shit. And Ryan is the one that is like overly trying to sell himself, sell the fight, sell the idea that somehow he's doing mental warfare and I'm getting into Tank's head. I don't think you getting in Tank's head at all. What's up, Kaz? I see you, bro. I don't see him getting into Tank's head at all. Okay. And now generally I don't have a problem with it. I didn't have a problem with what's up, big dog? I appreciate that super chat, bro. Much love to you. I don't have any problem in general with fighters talking shit during press conferences. Oh shit, it's entertaining. It's entertaining. What Caleb Plant did to Canelo, and then Plant and fucking Darrell, and then Plant and Benavidez, Wilder and Fury. The list goes on and on. I love that shit. I don't got any problem with Ryan going on the mic and talking shit. Good. Sell your fight. Sell the idea that you're mentally prepared for this fight. But the problem is the consistency. Is when I start to notice flaws and your mental fortitude. So when you come on interviews, and he I don't know if you guys saw it, but right here on Fight Hub TV, man, he tried to check the dude. I forget his name, the main dude here on Fight Hub. He tried to check the dude and say like, oh, I heard you were talking to Tank and y'all were laughing at my quote. What y'all laughing about? Like he just, I don't know, man. It's just that like that feminine energy. Like he gets all emotional and shit. And the guy at Fight Hub was like, nah, man, like, it was just Tank laughing. I wasn't laughing. But I can kind of see, I gotta say this, man. And I don't know if you guys seen the interview, man. Maybe I can pull it up right now if you haven't seen it. But basically, in a nutshell, Tank calls out Ryan saying like, yo, you out here talking about all this God stuff and you're in a holy place right now. You're in a place of Zen and spirituality and Jesus is great or whatever. That's all good. But in the meantime, you're out there gambling and drinking and saying and doing ungodly things. So that makes you a hypocrite. That's what Tank said. Well, and then Ryan took that personal and brought it up to the interviewer at a Fight Hub and was like, why are y'all making fun of my religious beliefs or whatever? It was just kind of like, and then he tried to justify it. He's like, well, the Bible says that, you can drink, but you just can't get drunk. And you can gamble as long as you don't gamble too much. It's like, what? What? Did you just make all that shit up to justify yourself? See, that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. The bottom line is, who cares? Who fucking cares what Tank Davis thinks about your faith or your religion or the things that you believe? Who gives a shit what Tank thinks? You don't got to justify shit. You believe in God and you want to drink and you want to fuck strippers and gamble and do your thing, then do your thing. You know what I mean? Let God judge you. Fuck what Tank thinks. But you see, that's my point when it comes to the mental fortitude of Ryan Garcia right now, in my opinion. It's not good status. It's not on a good status. That's just my opinion. And I look at these type of things, man. I look at these type of things when I look at these fights. But you have to figure out a way to gas yourself up. The last place you want to be mentally is trying to juggle where you are mentally. Now you can do whatever you want to do physically. Do your road work, do your sparring, do your pad work, get your body in shape. But if you ain't got it up here, bro, if you ain't balanced up here, it's just a matter of time. And we know what Mike Tyson used to say, right? Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. We know that. We've heard that so many times. And that's what I feel like is going to happen in this fight. Like, fuck all that. Who's got more power? Who's got more speed? And who does this better? Da, 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 da. Like, I mean, if I wanted to, I can get scientific with this shit. I can be a chemist in this bitch. But really, what it really boils down to, man, is that they're both talented fighters. Ryan Garcia is probably and arguably one of the best fighters that Tank has fought thus far. If you don't agree with that, click the fucking link. But that's how I feel. Ryan is a credible and talented fighter. We can talk about the X's and O's all we want. But at the end of the day, what this fight comes down to is this. And this right here. Right? The heart. The ability to dig deep. The mental fortitude. That's what this fight's going to come down to. Mark my words. And mark my words, Ryan Garcia is going to land big punches in this fight, y'all. He's going to land big punches. I'm telling you. He's gonna make Tank go backwards. I promise you that. Who wants to bet? I just got done knocking out 20 one-arm push-ups, bro, for knockout boxing, for losing a bet. I got no problem betting. I'm telling you, Ryan is going to land big shots in this fight. And it's not because Tank, is exposed or nothing like that. It's that Ryan is a good fighter, bro. He's a good fighter. I'm telling you. But it won't matter. It won't be enough. And that's one of Ryan Garcia. That will be his downfall in this fight against Tank. He will land a couple of big shots. He'll come in really careful, try to be slick, move his head, use his range, and everybody, oh shit, Ryan's boxing. Damn, look at Ryan. Wow, I'm telling you. And don't be surprised that commentators will be on Ryan Garcia's dick the whole time. Just like they were on David Benavidez' dick the whole time when he fought Caleb Plant. Be prepared for that shit too. And we're, oh man, look at Ryan, And then, he's going to set up a couple big shots. The crowd's going to get behind Ryan. Tank's going to back up a little bit. He's going to feel the power because Ryan is, he's a legitimate fighter at this weight, man. And then people are going to go, oh shit, here comes Ryan. But the problem with Ryan is that Tank will bend, he won't break. Tank will bend, but he won't break. And he won't be flustered by that situation. Because it's like when Shane Mosley landed a big right hand on Floyd Mayweather. Almost dropped him. I watched that shit live. I watched that fight live. And I thought Mayweather was about to get knocked the fuck out. I'll tell you that right now. I was like, oh shit. Hey, Shane Mosley, man. And he wasn't 100 years old at that time. He was like, he was like 70 years old, but he wasn't 100 yet. He could still crack. And I was like, hey, Floyd about to get knocked out. Floyd and Tank has something in common. They don't get flustered by the moment. They don't get carried away by the moment. They don't let those situations bother them. As a matter of fact, when they get clipped like that, when they get hit with something big like that, the thing that Tank and Floyd do very similarly is they don't get hit with that same punch ever again. Did Shane Mosley land that right hand the way he landed it again? Nope. He tried, though. Oh, Shane Mosley, he tried his ass off to land that right hand again. You basically got one. You got one shot. You got two max. You got two good opportunities to set up the one punch that's going to put Tank to sleep. And if you don't land it the way you need to land it, or you can't put him to sleep, you might land it and get a little ego boost, get a little confident. But Tank has just now received that information, and he's not going to make that mistake again. This time, when you throw a right hand, he's going to step back or duck underneath and swing a fucking left hand over the top that you're not going to see. So, mark my words. Ryan's going to have his moments in this fight. And he will back up Tank in this fight. There will be moments in this fight where the momentum will be in Ryan's favor, where the people will feel that Ryan is big, strong, all the things that everyone's talking about, and Tank is going to look like a small dude in there and having trouble. That's going to be what it's going to seem. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is it won't matter. And Divine Sense Boxing will commentate the fight live like I always do, or I try to. And I'm going to be excited just like everybody else when Ryan has his moments. But I'm going to say, in between rounds, when the two men are sitting on the stool, I'm going to say, just wait. Just wait. Because I think the downfall of Ryan Garcia is he will have those moments, and that kind of slickness, careful boxing thing that he's going to try to do in the beginning of the fight. Once he lands a couple big punches and he got Tank hurt, he's going to abandon that. And he's going to come forward and he's going to try to stop Tank. He's going to try to knock Tank out. And he'll either A, get caught with something, or B, he's going to get gassed out. And when he gasses out, that's all she wrote. So, hey, you heard it here. You heard it here, man. You heard it here. And what's up, King of the Dead, bro? Good to see you. And I'm taking a look at the poll, and I see 86% Tank by stoppage. I mean, this ain't even. Hey, this poll is not even debate worthy. We had a couple people in here come and vote for Ryan. I didn't see any comments in here for Ryan, so people are literally coming in and voting and leaving or whatever. Or maybe y'all still in here, but I see my man D Free says I believe Tank is going to make work hard for the first 6 rounds because Ryan is a front runner and Ryan slows down and power going away after the first 6 rounds. Yeah, so more or less basically what I said. But I actually have Ryan having good moments early. I actually have him backing up Tank early. But more or less to what you said, yeah, Ryan will either get caught with something because he'll get overconfident because he had a couple good moments and he's going to try to live through those moments instead of being calm. And that a lot of that is just experience too. Like I don't think Ryan is of that experience yet, but he's gonna learn. He's gonna learn the hard way. So either he's gonna be overconfident and get caught with something, or he's gonna gas out because he's trying to survive off of that confidence. But he's facing a fighter who's had loads of dudes try to overpower him, use their size to their advantage and think that Tank's a small guy and I'm just gonna go over there and beat him up and whatever. Tank's been through this situation multiple times. He ain't worried about that. Yeah, no doubt, King of the Dead. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Ryan, Ryan Garcia, he ain't got no steel chin. he's got an okay chin. He's got an okay chin, but it's not. I mean, he doesn't even have an Oscar De La Hoya chin. Let's put it that way. You know, the guy he looks up to, the guy he aspires to be. He don't even got an Oscar De La Hoya chin. I heard that Oscar De La Hoya, bro, not only can he take punches in the ring, but I heard he's taking like high heels to the face by trans women and shit. They be smacking him across the fucking face with high heels. He just take it. He eat it. So that's just Oscar. Oscar just he just built that way, man. But I ain't trying to shit on Oscar tonight, man. But you can say whatever you want to say about Oscar, but that dude, I mean, he's a legend in the sport, man. Can't take that away from him. But he sure as hell, Ryan ain't got no chin like Oscar De La Hoya. I'll tell you that. But look, that's the way I see the fight. I will try my best to commentate it live. I know a lot of you guys really like when I commentate fights live. It usually gets lit in here. It gets very, very entertaining. The last fight I commentated was Benavidez and Plant. That was an incredible fight to commentate. Really, really enjoyed that. I'm so glad that I'm able to be an alternative, because the commentating, bro, it's just killing me. It's like this dude Al Bernstein. I swear to God, if I ever see him out in Vegas, I'll just say, bro, you just shut the fuck up. Seriously. Why is it so hard? I don't understand. Why is it so hard to just go up there and commentate the fight unbiased? Just commentate the fight the way you see it. What is this ref doing? Oh my God! What is Caleb Plant doing? Can somebody please stop Caleb Plant from clinching? What? This is a travesty. This is a travesty to boxing. Caleb Plant needs to punch. He needs to stop trying to clinch. Then shut your old ass up, acting like you know how it is to box. See, that's why I couldn't stand Larry Merchant or Jim Lampley or any of those motherfuckers. Just I don't have a problem. You don't gotta be an ex-fighter or none of that to commentate on the sport. I'm biased, you know. I don't got no problem. The whole point of being a commentator is to entertain people. That's what it's for. It's not to give your opinion on something that you have no experience of. That's when shit irritates me. You know, when you watch the NBA, right? You got like TNT, ABC, like the big networks. Normally, they have one guy on the panel who's probably played at some level. You know, D1, ex-NBA player, or was like a coach. You know, they got that experience. But in boxing, you got dudes up there just talking all kinds of crazy shit as if they've been in there before. They know what it is. That shit just irritates me, man. It's like Howard Cosell back in the day. Why was Howard Cosell so famous? Because he was entertaining, right? His voice, his style, the way, you know, he got the fans excited when a big punch was landing, and he became in a way kind of like friends of the boxers, of the fighters, right? He had a close relationship with Muhammad Ali, because you're an entertainer. You're there to entertain people, make people, it's like, it's not that hard. But as soon as you start voicing an opinion about something that you don't have a fucking idea about, that's when you irritate me. Could someone please tell Caleb Plant, can the corner please tell Caleb Plant that he needs to punch more? Shit irritates me. King of the Dead. Say, are you gonna watch Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul? I don't know, man. Is this guy's Jake Paul he's still fighting, bro? He's still doing it. He's still doing the shenanigans, bro. This shit's still happening. Man, I don't he keeps telling us, or he keeps saying that I'm going to fight a real boxer. I'm going to fight a real boxer. I'm going to fight a real boxer. And it's like, so you gave us Tommy Fury. You gave us Tommy. Yeah, that's what you gave us. You gave us Tommy Fury. I don't know, man. Look, I don't know if I'll watch it. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. One thing I'll say about Nate Diaz, though, he ain't no punk. I'll tell you that. He ain't no punk. Like, he ain't gonna let Jake try to bully him and do all that shit. He, like, that part, like the press conferences and the buildup might be entertaining. The fight itself, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I don't know how much Nate has left in the tank. You know, it's like when he fought Anderson Silva, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, and Nate's not as old as Silva, but Nate's been through some fucking wars, bro. Nate's been kicked in the head, punched in the head, elbowed in the head, been choked out, been stomped on. I mean, this guy has been through some hella wars. I got respect for him. I think he's a tough dude, and he's no punk. But the dude has just been, I mean, he's just been in some fucking wars, man. And Jake is still relatively fresh. That's the thing people don't understand. This guy hasn't been really in a tough, like a real tough fight where he's had to like really dig deep. And people say, oh, well, with Tommy Fury. But Tommy Fury don't, bro. Tommy Fury ain't got no power, bro. He can't hurt you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jake is still fresh and he's fighting these beaten up dudes. These dudes that take, like, who was that guy's name? The other MMA fighter that he fought. God damn, can't remember his name. The real good wrestler that looked like a stay-at-home dad. He got a fucking dad's bod and shit. Knocked him out, whatever it was, knocked him out in the first round. And that shit was embarrassing, bro. That shit was embarrassing. But that guy he'd been in a whole lot of wars, bro. It's damaged goods. Coming back from like ACL injury and shoulder injuries and whatever the fuck else. Like, that's my thing, right? It's like, why don't you fight a young, like, it doesn't even have to be a like bona fide ranked professional boxer, but it needs to be a young, hungry, like, you know, a guy that's like, I don't know, 10-0 with like 9 knockouts coming up. That's who you should fight. A guy who's like 10-0 with 9 or 10 knockouts, same experience nonetheless, or more or less as you, same weight class, who has a real potential to knock your ass out. Go through that before you get any credibility from me. Ben Askren, thank you, Emmanuel. That guy. That guy. Coming out there with a fucking beer belly and shit. That's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing. And no disrespect to Ben. Back in the day, he did his thing, whatever. Phenomenal wrestler. Cool. But let's be real here, man. Let's be real. I don't have the ability right now or the inclination to give Jake any real true credibility. I just can't. Like, if you want to, oh yeah, but he's doing great things business-wise. I guess. I'll never hate on any man in their hustle to be able to make money and to build an empire and like go like, hey, that's cool. But on a boxing level, like, we talk about boxing here. At some point, where do we draw the line of making a mockery of the sport? Where do we draw the line as boxing fans? Because see, MMA fans, they don't give a shit. They're like, oh man, it's cool, man. Like, you know, Jake, he's entertaining. But true, ardent boxing fans, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line of Jake Paul making a mockery of the sport? Who gives a fuck how much money he's making? Who gives a fuck how much credibility we want to give this man for making his own promotional company and making the monies that he's made and, you know, his hustle and his grind? That's not what, I mean, for me at least, and a lot of people that I know that are real boxing fans, that's not our issue with Jake Paul. We're not hating his grind. We're not hating his hustle. We hate the idea of him flirting with that line of making a mockery of the sport of boxing. That's the problem we have. And when you continue to fight MMA fighters, broken down fighters, no real threats, then you're flirting with the line of making a mockery of the sport. Simple as that. And it's not that fucking hard. It's they say, oh well, if he fights a guy who's, like you suggest, like 10-0 with 10 knockouts, that doesn't make money. But that's not the point, bro. He's already made millions of dollars. He's already proven the point that he can hustle, he can grind, he can make his own promotional company, he can brand himself. He's already proven that. He's already made a shitload of money. Do you want to be recognized as a real boxer or not? That's it. If you don't want to be, if you don't care about that and you want to make money, then hey, go fight Nate Diaz. Go fight Conor McGregor. Go fight those guys and make your money. But you ain't taking my money. Oh no, sir. No, sir. You are not taking my money. I'm going to put my money in much more valuable things in my life. But the irony is for me, though, if you do fight a guy who's 10-0 with 10 knockouts, an up-and-coming, young, strong, hungry fighter, I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that. And if Jake Paul beats him, I'll be the first one to say, hey, man, he beat a legitimate professional boxer similar to his age, 10-0 with 10 KOs. He deserves to take the money out of my pocket. And that's my stance on it, man. That's just the way I feel about it. You don't have to agree with it, but that's what it is. What's up, Andrew? I see you, bro. So anyway, yo, just real quickly before I get up out of here, yo, D Free, if you're still in the chat, bro, let me know, man. D Free, if you're still up in here, man, let me know. I got a question to ask. Forgive me, y'all, man. I gotta get this watermelon in me. Let me double check this poll right quick. We got 88% for Tank. Damn. Ain't nobody thinking Ryan gonna do shit. Okay. You saw what happened to Fundora. Nah, man. What happened? I'm not really into the boxing scene that much that nowadays, man. I miss these little things. And then I get distracted by BF getting lit on his lives. I get distracted. So I guess D Free had to go. But I wanted to ask him a question. DP, you still in here, bro? DP, my man DP Rocker, you still in here? Let me know in the chat right quick. He got slept. Damn. By who? How the fuck did I miss that? Fundora. Shit, I gotta look that up right now. Stunning KO of Sebastian Fundora by Brian Mendoza. Oh, Brian Mendoza slept him? Oh, shit. Oh, bro. Oh, what? I got to see this right quick. How did I miss this shit? Oh. Hold up. Oh. Left hook, right hand on that ass. Oh shit, he hurt too. He dropped like a log. Wait. Hold up. That was weird. Oh, hold up. All right, hold. Slow motion. Slow motion. Left hook. Oh, that wobbled him. Oh, he got the stanky leg. Oh, right hand. Oh shit. It was weird though, because he sat up. The referee's counting him out, and he looked like he trying to get up, and then the referee literally counts out to 10, bro. He's just sitting there. And he looks at the referee like, I don't know. That was a weird situation. Oh, that left hook was savage, bro. Mendoza did a sledgehammer left hook on him. Oh shit, that right hand, bro. Oh god damn. He threw he threw that right hand with some vengeance, bro. He stepped in. This guy took 3 steps into throwing the right hand. Son of a bitch. He threw the left hand. He stepped back and he's like, oh, I wobbled him. 1, 2, 3. Boom. God damn, bro. I can't. Oh my God. Pandora, bro. Pandora, bro. What are you doing? Oh. Oh, shit. Well, Rojai, I appreciate the news, bro. I appreciate the news. I did not see that. Wow. Wow. Well, Fundora, he's got some homework now. He's got some homework. He's stuck at home. He's got to finish his workout before he's allowed to play outside. Sit your ass down and finish your homework. Because that did not look good. I think he got a little bit too comfortable with that style he has where he just feels like he can just walk everybody down and beat them up. At some point, you're going to get caught. And that's what happened. Oh, man, I love the sport of boxing. That shit will humble you quick time. Boxing have a way to humble you, man. It doesn't matter what level. Will Ryan Garcia be humbled next weekend? We will find out. But I appreciate everyone dropping in tonight. I got my prediction out. If you missed it, then you're going to have to rewind the tape. I gave you guys my opinion. I talked a little bit about Ryan. I talked a little bit about Tank. And then ultimately, I gave you guys my prediction. I will try my best to come and commentate on the fight live. I'll let you guys know. If I do decide to commentate or I'm able to, I hope you guys join me in the commentating, man, because as you guys know and as I mentioned, the commentating live is just it's just not cutting it, man. It's just not cutting. So tune into your boy Divine Sense. We will commentate the fight live. We will have a little fight party, and we're going to celebrate boxing, man. So another big fight coming up next weekend, man. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a much bigger fight than people are giving it credit for. I think a lot of people are thinking that this is going to be an easy fight for Tank. I don't think so. I think there's going to be some moments in here, man. But ultimately, I do have Tank winning the fight a little bit late, like 9 or 10 stoppage. Either Ryan Garcia will get overconfident and get caught with something, or he's going to get gassed out and just get beat up into a stoppage. So we'll wait to see if my prediction holds up or not. And if Ryan Garcia somehow pulls the upset, it's definitely an upset. That's going to derail a lot of talks of Tank and Devin and Tank and Shakur and all that shit. It's going to derail a lot. So it's a huge upset, in my opinion, if Ryan pulls it off. But we shall see. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button before you guys head out. Much love and appreciation, man. I'm out.